Number 5 is Himmelsdorf, and you can spawn here, or you can spawn there. And in the end, actually the map design is good. You have a lot of corridors, many corridors, not just 2. But the thing is, faster tanks will go up here, and you will have like a battle which is around the upper part of the city. Enemy south team comes the same direction. This area here normally is not played anymore at all in my experience. Maybe on the low tiers a little bit more, but sometimes tank destroyers are sitting around this area, or even here or there, but it's not going on. There's nothing going on really much. Then you have like the big fat streets of blood, or I don't know how you would call this, because the heavy tanks are crushing in here and try to play hell on against each other. And then you have like in this area some people standing, shooting at each other. And as longer the game goes, the more possibilities you have. If you win the north part, for example, with the blue team, you can go in this area and shoot down here, or if a random event drops, you can go down here. Also, always the possibility to go then to this direction or to this direction, and then you have like a little bit more street fighting in this area here, which can be interesting. The same goes for the northern part, of course, in this area. All in all, I'd say not too bad. It tends to be always the same, but after the fight for the north part is always the same, and then it goes a little bit more individual, depending on what streets the enemy are defending. So pretty good, actually. I'm not hateful when I spawn at this map, actually. So, where to put Himmelsdorf? I would say this is, in comparison to all the other maps, definitely an A tier. Not instant lose for any side. It can be exciting for both teams, depending on how the match goes, who wins the upper area or even sometimes the lower area and pushes to the enemy spawn. Would be A tier for me. Now, Prokhorovka. Oh boy, this map. Definitely one of the maps I hate the most, I'd say. And here's why. You spawn here, and then you camp around here with medium and light tanks. Some medium tanks with hold down capabilities go here and are not able to do anything. Exactly the same goes for this part, for this spawn. You go up here, nothing happens. And heavy tanks are here, shooting each other. Sometimes heavy tank decides also to play a little bit in this area here or here. Sometimes light tank goes here or here. Nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing. It's the biggest camper map of them all. And people say, oh yeah, if you have light tank, you can do so much on this map, you can do shit. You can do absolutely nothing. You always just wait, for example, in like this areas here, until the enemy scout comes and like dies. Because he's too aggressive, or he wants to play the game. And then your own light tank can go a little bit further. But sometimes even gets outspotted by like tank destroyers in the bushes around here. Or on the other side, maybe here. Stuff like this. It's horrible. It's actually, if I could ban more maps, I'd ban this. I just wouldn't ban this map if I play a light tank, because you can have a very high spot outcome here. But Prokhorovka, in the end, I'd say even insta map ban. And if I would have more slots to ban maps, I would definitely put Prokhorovka on them if I am not playing a light tank or maybe a very mobile, fast medium tank. Also, honorable mention is that artillery, which like stands normally just here or there, can shoot through the whole map from both sides, kind of, and just annoy the shit out of you. That's actually enough for being one of the worst maps in the game. So let's talk about OG Ensk, the small version. You can spawn in this area here or there, and then it becomes actually not too bad to play. Mostly it's a standoff here or there, with sometimes people trying to lurk around this area here. And for medium or light tanks, you can try to play a little bit passively in this area. And the more the game develops, the crazier it gets. Of course, sometimes people are trying just to push here, or even there. But also you can go through the train stations here. It's always a little bit different, but always similar. I would say still Ensk is a playable map. So Ensk doesn't invent the wheel completely new, but I would say it's still an A tier map actually, because it's a fair map. No team has a higher advantage or something like this. And we're not demanding much more in World of Tanks, just have an interesting map which both teams can play, and the outcome is always not completely certain. So right after that, let's check out Big Ensk, which is kind of the same, but you have now this big part at of the eastern side, and you have to, for example, if you spawn here, the possibility to camp here. The same thing goes for the northern part, around this area here. Nothing will go on. You will sometimes have a sneak peek to the enemy team and try to shoot them. The island here is actually absolutely impossible to play. This is a death zone, because you can be shot by two sides. From this side, for example, and from this side. It's definitely unplayable there. Normally it goes like this, for example, if you're at the north spawn and you're losing, you can like retreat around to this area here, to hide behind the buildings. The southern team normally goes here around this area, for example. They have kind of a little bit more cover, I don't know why. Didn't figure out what the north part has yet. Didn't play this map so often, but still in the... Oh, sorry, wrong color. In the western part, it's like the same with like other Ensk So the big question is, what is adding Big Ensk to the game? Maybe a little bit more possibilities for faster tanks to outflank the enemies which are playing in the city. So you can now come, if you win the east part from north, for example, or from the south, to annoy them there a little bit. But the big problem is in that whole field in the eastern part, actually not much is going on, what you can do actively. So actually, it might be even a little bit downgrade or just neutral, like nothing special to add to this map. So I don't have Big Ensk in the choices here, but I'd say Big Ensk would be A tier normally because it's not bad, it's not doing anything worse than normal Ensk is doing, but because maybe it's B tier, then it just loses like a little bit capabilities for being interesting. It shows a big map can be very interesting, you can do flank maneuvers, but if you have like a big fat death zone, again, for example in the very east part with that island, so why even have that? Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, well, it's maybe around A and B tier, something like this. In the end, maybe I would even still put it in A tier, because good old Ensk is still there, and yeah, now you can do even some spotting with a light tank, so not too bad. Still a decent, good playable map. Lakeville, well, you spawn here, or you spawn there, and then hull down tanks go here. Same for the other side. Tank destroyers, oh, wrong color. Tank destroyers are camping here. Some tanks are camping normally here. Light tanks try to spot here. Also here, and then you have like that area which is a little bit broad or not being played at all because somehow people are not tending to go to the city anymore. They just stay in this region here or in this region, and then they fall back to defend here. In this case, is sometimes here or yeah there. It's such a stale map in my opinion. Well, sometimes like, tanks are sitting here and there. In lower tiers you can also sit here or there. Not getting spotted immediately, but still, it's nothing going on. It's always the same thing. All down tanks go the valley, and if you lose in the valley, the enemy team will just will come here, but you can shoot them still from this side, and they can't push. They can't reach the base. Same thing goes for the other side. Here's a dead end, and then you get shot from this side. And yeah, just the team who hasn't lost so many tanks, which can still push further here to spot those dudes or shoot those dudes in this area, wins normally. Or the team which wins the city and then, for example, goes up here. But yeah, it's anyhow at that end because you have to shoot now from there. And if the red team's still alive, they just camp this region here and nothing goes any further. Extremely annoying map to play in my opinion. So Lakeville, what will it be? I'd say it's D tier. Is it comparably horrible to the other two camper maps? Yeah, actually yes, because you have to wait so long until something happens. Nobody pushes the city. You have no way to push the city because you get normally, if your teammates are not pushing with you, you get flanked by the tank destroyers, which are just sitting in the enemy base. Yeah, I think D tier is correct for this one. Ruinberg. So, what can we say about this map? If it has the random event, this area here is getting opened, it's actually a decent map. You can play it pretty good, I would say. But if that random event doesn't happen, you camp, oh, wrong color again, you camp here, there, somehow here. Some people are standing here, some people are standing here. The east part, almost impossible to play. Best way is to camp just here or there. Some people will stand in the city, but they can't do anything. We are just waiting till the enemy makes mistakes. Somehow, or sometimes a light tank tries to spot this area, but normally they stand in this area. Let's make it like this. And in this area. So light tanks are basically not able to do anything. And then you just wait until the city is being won. And for example, if the south part is winning, they then come here, go there, and then yeah, they stand here and shoot to the enemies which are still camping up here. Same goes for the south direction. It's always the same. You have always just the same spots where you can stand and do something, and there are not enough of them. So this map really suffers from the smallness of its playable locations, and it's pretty bad. So Himmelsdorf, D tier, absolute campfest again. Favors normally heavy tanks playing hull down or side scrape the shit out of each other without even having many good side scrape locations. So even half of the heavy tanks are suffering on this map. It's just bad. So I don't want to make this video too long, that's why I will cut it here. There will be around 4 to 5 maps with every episode I will discuss. I hope it will be helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will tune in next time. Thanks guys for watching, and cheers bros.